Welcome everybody, here's your Strategy Wolf, and welcome back to Strategic Command World War I, Empires in Turmoil, the Shadow over the Tsar scenario of the Tsars. I keep mixing up these days. It's our 17th turn. We're playing the Whites Balthazor. We're playing Balthazor Strategic Arcana. It's the rematch. He's playing the Reds this time, and we should be end of October, yeah. We had some battles going on north between Bryansk and Voronezh, where we broke through and cut them off a bit from the railway system. However, we got isolated as well. Similar stuff in the Ural, where the enemy brought more and more troops to face our pillagers and Cossacks that were raiding in the back, basically. So let's see how this continues. Nevertheless, despite our losses, we made some success. We're pushing forward, and I'm quite optimistic that we can take the cities we wanted, which were Orel, we took last turn. Then there was Bryansk and Voronezh as a kick-off base for a potential spring campaign towards Moscow. So, let's see where we're going with this one. Also, lots of reinforcements should be coming in soon. And that's the units we're losing. Now the train line is open again, that's of course sad. Okay, not that bad. We lost it to the Cav divisions, yeah. And the trade line is open to Voronezh again. Should improve the supply situation also down there. That's sad. We might want to get new cavalry divisions in. No smack talk this time. At some point it's hard to find new stuff to say. And we get a new corps as reinforcements, yeah. Well, the enemy retreats. That's the main... I mean, now it's open again, that's the sad part, but we can still probably hit them hard over here. So if we're lucky, we might be able to take Voronezh. We can't add it. The mud now is really making things way more complicated. Well, it's actually not bad for us, since once again we want to take Orel, we want to take Bryansk over here, then Voronezh, and then we have our winter position that we were looking for. Oh, whoa, here's... This ain't good. Here we need to go to better supply situation. Yeah, but okay, we did way more than expected. I mean, now we have, as we saw last time, the enemy has a couple of units around that are painful for us. Here we need to definitely also... What? Oh, these guys are going to suffer. Oh, we need to retreat them. This was not the best move to bring them here in this suffering situation. Wow, the mud and the rain is really bad. So actually there's not too much to do, presumably. So let's kick it off here in the north. Okay, now it's really slow. I can't control the first ones. Do we really want to now start operating? Much so far, no, I'm not spending the MPP over here, rather for the reinforcements. And then we'll also get technological improvements in. When are we gonna get the naval infantry, by the way? 15th, it takes so long to produce them 4 turns. Okay, I guess they need some extra, 4 months. I guess they need extra training. I mean, we could, in the current situation, we could bring them in here. Is this... Some is shipping them in, landing them here, for example. Yeah, when they come, we have to see how we're gonna use them. But to be honest, that's already it here for the Northern Whites for the moment. Saving up the rest of the MPP. Okay. Yeah, we do have our situation. Now we can't do stuff here because of the rain and the mud. I'm still going to hit here the... We could go also for Narva for the supply, but that's probably harder. We're just hitting as much as we can over here. Yep, and we're gonna take care of the Estonians. Not bad, 2 each. Ah, then we can't get this division in, right? This would have been absolutely lovely. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Nah, damn. We shoot them away, but now we can't abuse the situation. That's bad. I mean, it's okay. If they get in, then they can't reinforce anymore. So it might be the case they retreat to Nava, which brings us here already the one hex situation, which is nice. Little success here in the autumn by the Estonians. Let's see how the enemy, or maybe they operate units, and it's also a possibility. Well, then we're gonna keep on attacking. Yep. Down here we want to, yeah, now with the mud there's no chance for any attacks, so definitely going to reinforce. Give here also the technological upgrade, or the northwestern one, it's leaving us with not too many MPP. The Latvians down here have been reinforced. I'm gonna move up just a bit here. They have now the Tech 1. The Lithuanians are not dug in at all. Just seeing that one. I mean, for the moment, not too much to do over here. But with all these units being reinforced, we might move up again. But as we saw, we were pushed back from Ostrov pretty easily. It ain't easy. Okay, now we're finally taking Mogilev. Orsha here is occupied. Yeah, the Poles. Yeah, we said we're staying here in defensive positions. Now we can hunt them down over here. Well, next turn they don't have even supply. Well, so he doesn't have the reconnaissance here. If we have the partisans here deep in the marches, that's okay. The Lithuanians here. I'm gonna move just for the style reasons. I bring the first army corps out of here at the Berenzina, whilst the Lithuanians can help out over here. Yep. That makes more sense. This corps over here should get back behind the Berenzina or into Ukraine. I think just to have a little bit more of a balance, I'm gonna move him here, even though I don't expect any Russian. Actually, it's rather likely that the enemy pushes for Minsk, which I also doubt. Let's bring them here to Babruisk. That's nice. Now with the Ukrainians, we can happily secure Mogilev. Yeah, these terrorists have to go back. I think they suffered now, actually, because at first I thought they were in 2. Was it a supply issue or... Well, so maybe they might have suffered from crossing. Yeah, gotta ask or tell Balthazor about that one. Okay, let's give those guys here their well-deserved upgrade in our efforts to establish a Ukrainian army. Now we have to definitely start the siege of Bryansk. Let's bring him in. Do some defenses here. Give me a sec. Right back at it. Yeah, my family has a talent always to show up and not knock or anything when I'm recording. Well, that's family, I guess. Back here, where were we? At the Poles and the Ukrainians. I hear Gumel. They're doing here partisan fighting. They should be rather here, to be honest. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Or it should have been the Ukrainians. Well, where we are up to, like, digging in here, trying to... or establishing a siege around Bryansk. Yep. And these boys... you can't force march in territories that we don't control. Then I mean, this has to be probably the situation for the moment. But it doesn't seem to me like if the Reds are planning to do any counterattack over here. Rather retreat in the other direction. Yeah, and here, especially with the bad weather, I'm not going to advance anywhere further, but rather retreating here on a line where we can defend more easily. Trying to block off any relief attempts over here, that's the idea. Yeah, and here we're gonna attack. It's all assist, right? Now we just simply can't control the Astrakhani divisions. Nope. Here we're gonna attack with whatever we have. Oh, come on. A bit more. Oh, nice, and we're attacking Voronezh. At least some, that's good, that's good. Yep. Oh, I was thinking, holy moly, I can't march even in. Now we have to take these boys. And we're gonna also open up the train line here. And using these Cuban. No, we're gonna use these boys here. And we took Voronezh, amazing. So, objectives almost met. Apart from this one, of course, losing units was never part of the objective, but stuff happens. Essentially, in the future, we'd like to have Rummel also pushing towards Moscow, but now it's probably not a bad idea to have him here. Here, I'm going to quickly give the upgrade. Yep. This core here. Potentially defending here the most northern section. Zone of control also, and yeah, I think that's good. The good thing is the weather doesn't allow the enemy also to push or attack anything, and yeah, it's gonna be November next time, so we're getting deep into autumn and winter, so time for major and wide swinging offenses is over. I think you want to march up again. Actually, we see still 2 cores over here. That's still crazy. Wow, this is crazy what the enemy. It's just really nice that we managed to actually take Voronezh, considering there might be strike backs here. We're also gonna reinforce. Or actually, these guys we can also force march. We're not in a rush, in my opinion, right now. So I think this is actually, but this is the designated area here to help out. I'm gonna bring him here somewhere at the dawn. This core. And this division might be more useful up here. Next to Kursk, yeah. Potentially. Just wanted to like have my cavalry spotting a little bit more. But this is impressive. The enemy must have operated here the big chunk of his army into Borisovletsk. Ugh. Sorry for butchering it once more. They can't get their update here. Nope. To be honest, I'd rather retreat a bit then, because I'm not feeling extremely happy over here. Here I wanted to go to supply 5. Yeah, they will come and chase me and hit me. But here at 5 we at least can buy them back, and then if it's level 2, and we might have Euro White. I doubt we ever have Euro Whites excessive. Have the division here dig in. Yeah, here we're gonna retreat. It's the wonderful first Ornborg Cossack cavalry that has been shuffling around here really amazingly. Bringing the cav here, so we might be able to cut off Saratov. Oh, let's see if we immediately want to do that or not. I think I have some research and other things to do, so it might be not really urgent, especially since I don't really know what will remain over here. Samara. Oh, no, we can't really cut off stuff or anything here. It is cut off anyways, but there's a functioning train line. Yeah, I would have to go for Kazan, and this would also be, we just had this one in the north, and this section would be also cut off. Yeah, but it's too far away. Rather getting some yeah, and we will retreat at some point. Oh yeah, here we should also definitely dig in. Yeah, we'll see. Might probably retreat. I don't know, we don't have strong units where we had almost have no MPP with the Euro Whites to really reinforce this section, so if the enemy really wants to push, but it takes him lots of efforts and units down here, then of course even the Ural Cossacks are in danger, so I don't know what we're gonna do with these dudes. They're just here to annoy the enemy in the end at the moment, and it's working successfully. The main front is here. Yeah, we have to observe how this is going. Okay, then the Ural Whites under the new, surprisingly happy situation, getting their last remaining upgrades, and then here an upgrade. No, he's still missing. Wow. Gonna wait, I think. Are we gonna go back for Perm? And not with this bad weather, not running into a prepared position. Rather rather waiting until everybody's ready over here, and then we shall see how we continue. If we just stand here, or if we try to get into the offensive, or try to recover Perm. Okay, once again, that seems to be it already. This is the biggest success of this turn. The rest, yeah, the weather is, the mud is coming. Bryansk surrounded, that's also something. Well, we took Voronezh, so okay, I shouldn't underplay my situation. We have nothing to do with the Poles. We've got with the Northern Whites with something. As always, the Southern Whites are ready to research, I think. Yeah, we did. We need another chit in command and control. Yeah, artillery, this is a huge question. We have the MPP now to buy one, but nah. I don't like it. I think I'm rather investing here into the Poles. Really nothing. They're at the limit, okay. Yeah, mobility. Or another one in logistics. I mean, basically command and control doesn't hurt us to get a second one, right? Because we have to spend it anyways. Yeah, let's do that. And then I feel like I might be just buying another core or armored car. The southern whites don't have cores available. Could get another Ukrainian core just, right? To fill up our growing Ukrainian army that has the task of pushing... Oh, we also have new units then towards Smolensk, presumably, for like the western share here of the attack. You know, with Timoyenko being... Well, actually, this helps a lot. Being rating 6 now. It's quite a good idea, I think. Or another armored car for 150. Yeah, but we want this punch. We need the strong units in the spring when we want to attack. So I think a core doesn't hurt us in this next one. Yeah. There we go. 3 Ukrainian cores incoming. 2 more southern whites, 1 more Cuban. We get also new cavalrists incoming. We get the armored cars, which is obviously the tank in January. Yeah, we have substantial reinforcements incoming. That's quite nice to know always. We also got this, like with the Poles, I could also buy a division. Substitute somebody here. Fight the partisans better for the case when, if they come, we would better prepared. Or am I saving up with the Poles for other stuff? Airship development. Nah, I think we also need the other researchers again, so okay, let's get another Polish division just in case. Not that I'm like regretting later spending all my Polish stuff on... Oh, actually we're getting tons of reinforcements still. Spending all my Polish MPPs on weird things, and then if they would come counterattack I have nothing. That would be absurd. But at the moment actually looks like, I don't know, how he needs a massive army to retake Minsk at the moment. Are the new units, yep. We've got the Ukrainian militia. Just setting them up here, I think. They're mainly for partisan fighting. We got another army corps of the southern whites that will be able to push up. I do want to... Okay. What could we do? Oh, anti-submarine war. Oh no, they have DDs, right? Oh, they're tagged up already, okay. No, then... Ah, they have tech. Our seaplane carrier down here doesn't. Let's spend it here on more planes, so in case anybody comes close, we have here a seaplane carrier with some planes available. Well... Northern whites do nothing, nothing else, nothing else, nothing else. Looks good, so... Yeah, this is great. I feel like this might... Yeah, now with the train line open, of course, the supply is getting up again. However, the supply was bad over here. I feel like they won't be able to really counterattack here to Voronezh immediately. And then we could stabilize this. This should help us also with the supply a lot over here. It's only a town, okay. But wow. Don is in our hands entirely. Bryansk last city missing. So, yeah. I would say, despite our losses, I mean, it's not like we killed the enemy on a huge scale. He retreated, but the strategic objectives have been met so far. That's the great part of it. So let's quickly finish. The Czech Legion joins the White Struggle. Amazing. That's lucky for us. Wow. I think that's only a chance that we're getting them. So really good for us. British army withdraws from Vladivostok. Yeah. In the east, Sunrise developed tank development 1. Infantry warfare. Still a great chunk of MPP into the hands of the southern whites. seems to be it. As always, let me know down in the comments what you think, what you want to see, how you evaluate the situation, and yeah, whatever is up to you, let me know. And of course, if you haven't yet, it would be simply fantastic if you leave both me and Balthazar likes and subscriptions to support our cause, to support our project, our channels. Thank you so much for this. And then most importantly, see you next time in the next episode when we continue with our campaign in Russia. Thanks for watching. Bye. Your Strategy Wolf.